Hi Martin, I just thank you for coming along today and being able to speak about your testimony. For anyone who doesn't know what a testimony means, it's basically just expressing how you came from, you had a faith, you came to a faith, a belief in Christ. So the first question that I wanted to ask you was basically, could you tell us a little bit about where you're from, family, how many family members you've got, and your upbringing, if that's okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I grew up on an estate called Langley, very rough estate, full of violence, full of sexual abuse. A lot of my friends went through sexual abuse, as did I when I was a child. Mental abuse and sexual abuse. After my mum died, I got introduced to soft drugs. Started using cannabis at first, and it was numbing the pain. And it wasn't long before I started using heroin. And as my habit got worse, I started selling heroin. I was working at the time also, but my work wasn't funding my habit. So like I say, I was selling heroin, and my habit was getting from worse to worse. I started ripping off dealers, and he was getting bad, he was going from bad to worse. Until it come to an end, where one day, me and my friend was at a drug dealer's house, and we got into an argument. And we had a bit of an argument, and then we left later on. And the next morning, a friend come up to me and said, "They kicked our door in this morning. It was a flat there I'd been staying at, but I'd moved out the day before. And at 6 in the morning they come in and they kicked the doors in, and they had 2 machetes each, and they ran into the room where I'd been staying, found I wasn't there, and then they ran half a mile through back streets and over fields and found my other friend. And when they got him, they slashed him to pieces. He had like 700 stitches all over him, and he almost died. He was very close to death. Now they come for me first, so I knew if I hung around, I most probably be next. And they had other people that was after me also. So I got out of there and I went to Rochdale, and there I was into shoplifting. I did burglaries, commercial burglaries, to fund my habit. I'd lost my job, I'd lost my family, I had no one. I had drugs basically.
Wow, that's a really powerful, testimony of where you've come from. The question that I'd like to ask you though is, how did you go from being a drug dealer and living the lifestyle that you did? Where did Christ fit into it? Is it something that that you believed in from the beginning, or was it something that that you found that you needed God as a crutch? What was the reason for having a belief in Jesus?
Well, I was brought up a Catholic, so I was always aware of God, and I was aware of the gospel. Maybe it was a false gospel, but I was aware of God, and I would sort of like pray to God as a child. And when I was in trouble, basically, when I was using drugs, smuggling drugs, get me out of predicaments, what have you. And I didn't even make a commitment when I moved to Rochdale. I moved into an hostel, a Christian hostel called Sanctuary Trust. I made a commitment, but nothing really come of it. Even went into a Christian rehab, and I don't believe I would be here today if it wasn't for that rehab. And like I say, I made a commitment, but nothing really happened. And I just plodded along. I got off drugs. I slowly got off drugs, and got a normal life. I got married, and about 2 years ago, me and my wife was having problems. I won't go into details, but it was coming to an end. It was coming to an end, and I was questioning God and asking God, had I blew my chance? This commitment I'd made years ago, had I blew my chance? So I basically said to God, if you do love me, if I have got a chance, still, I want to see such and such a person at such and such a time, and this person at such and such a place. And the very next day, me and my wife went down to Rochdale, and lo and behold, this person was there at the exact time. at the exact place. But I didn't click on it that particular moment. It was only afterwards, me and my wife was arguing, and she said, you must come clean. You've got to come clean or it's over. And then I clicked, and I remembered the guy, and I knew God was talking to me. And I confessed everything. And from there, I confessed everything to God. And over the next couple of weeks, I poured out everything. I repented about everything. And I found the fear of God and the reverence of God.
Well, that's just amazing. That's really good to hear. And what about now, Martin? What about where do you believe that you fit in? It says in the Bible that we're part of a body, part of a fellowship, and we've all been given gifts. So could I ask you, just for the next few minutes, just explain where you believe that you fit in the body?
Well, God's an amazing God. He's incredible. And the very people I once exploited, the homeless and the addicted, and sold drugs to, and ripped off or supplied to, are the very people now I help. I go, me and my wife go and feed the homeless, and we'll clothe the homeless, and I work at bridges. And even the drug dealers that used to employ me, which was Muslim gangs, I witnessed to them. So God can turn around every single bad thing in your life and use it for good. And it all works out for the glory of God. I am transformed. I am a new creation, as the Bible says. The old is gone and the new has come. I am a completely different person. And I would do anything for Jesus. I would gladly lay my life down for Christ. And I mean that with every bit I am. I would give him everything, my all, and I will.
Thank you, Martin.